Well, hello there, YouTubers of all ages. My name is Ampharos95, and I would like to start you off with a message for all my subscribers. Be sure to tune into this show. Stay tuned for this show, as my good buddy here, my imaginary buddy here, Porygon YouTuber, well, basically gets his debut as a talk show. Thanks, Ampharos. It is a pleasure to be here. Porygon YouTuber here, everybody, and I'll tell you this much right now. I have tons of stuff for you. First of all, well, how else are we going to kick off the show? Big Star. This is a talk show where I interview a star and basically take the piss out of him, but don't tell him that. So, our first interview, the first person we're interviewing today. What can I say about him? He's famous in almost every single country in the world. And well, let's be totally honest here. Not a single person on this planet who is old enough to know does not know who he is. So without further ado, Hulk Hogan. Well, nice entrance there, Hulk. So tell me, Hulk. So Hulk, I, I mean, what is there to say? You're a global icon, and honestly, there's not a single person on this planet who doesn't know you. And I'm sorry for repeating myself, but honestly, there's no other word for it. So tell me, how is it that you're so famous, huh? I mean, how did you do it? Could you describe that for me?
Well, Mama, you see what that thing is, Mama? I basically came in with day one, Mama, and the Vince McMahon's daddy says to me, I want you to go out there and be a superhero. So that's what I did.
Well, and how that and did that work out for you? I mean, I know I'm a little behind on the '80s wrestling, maybe the '70s. I'm not too sure.
I'm not that old, Mama.
Well, clearly, but yeah, yeah, it seems to have worked. And then you worked for him throughout the '80s, and but then in the early '90s, you left. I believe it was 1993. I think that you left the WWF. Could you explain that reason?
Well, Vince's son, who I really don't like much, Mama, you see, he got himself busted for steroids. Yeah, there was a whole big scandal for the WWF about the whole steroid thing.
How that sort of.
Well, I was one of the big time targets for this.
Well, I can sort of see why. I mean, those arms are. I don't think you can get those naturally.
I do not take steroids, Mama. I swear to ya.
Well, okay then, if you say so. So tell me, you went to WCW, and you were basically almost the exact same character there at the beginning.
That's right, Mama.
And then in 1994, I believe, Bash at the Beach, you, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall, who were known as the Outsiders, you joined them and created the NWO. Care to tell me how that felt?
Well, it felt good for a while. It was good. I had the freedom to be booed by the fans instead of being, having to go out there and actually make them love me every night. Because to be honest, it gets boring after a while.
Well, I can sort of see where that comes from. I mean, you didn't do a very good job of it, but so tell me, other people tell me that you are a really good wrestler over in Japan.
Yeah, I would say I would like to think so.
How the hell do you do all that technical wrestling anyway? Why can't you bring that over here in America?
Well, to be honest, the Americans don't really appreciate technical wrestling.
Well, a lot of people do.
Well, still, not a majority of them don't. Unfortunately, it's sad to say.
It is sad. I mean, me personally, I love technical wrestling as much as the next guy.
Yeah, but the Americans are when they see me, they're more into the whole, I can beat up for a few minutes and then come back and then give a leg drop.
John Cena tried to rip you off in that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did a very poor job of that.
Have to agree with you there. But one more question I wanted to ask you is, recently in TNA, you've started with this whole immortal gimmick, and how does that, how do you feel about that one? Like, how are you feeling at the minute with that?
Well, I honestly think Dixie Carter waited too long to give me my shot. And if she isn't going to do anything with TNA, then it might as well be mine. Also, she dared compare me to some losers in ECW? What the hell?
Well, it was well, I mean, I like ECW, no doubt about it, but honestly, I don't think the legacy that you've created, in fact, because not a lot of people would know about wrestling if it weren't for Hulk Hogan. Am I right?
Yeah, you're pretty right there, Mama.
Well, yeah, I did want to ask this before you go. Is that who do you think would win in a fight? You, Sub-Zero, or Chuck Norris? If you got the triple threat match.
Well, who do you think I'm going to say? I'm going to say myself.
Well, I personally think Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris couldn't kick a fly.
Oh please, he'd probably destroy you in a fight.
That is completely. Yeah, I can't even say this on a PJ show.
Well, that's why I put the rule on it in the first place.
But you are an absolute. I'm gonna go run upset. You're an absolute douche.
Oh my God, he broke the PG rules. Well, we're all out of time here for Baby Hogan. Let's give it up there, Hulk.
I will get you.
Bye. So that was episode 1 of the Porygon Z show. I am Porygon Z here, or well, no, but better known as Porygon YouTuber, and I'm all out of time. Thanks, Porygon. Well, hope you liked that first episode by Porygon Z. Personally, I really didn't think that was going too well. Was that a baby he was interviewing? Seriously? Where does Porygon get this sick, twisted humor of his anyway? I want to know that. Well, tune in next time for the Porygon Z show, episode 2, when he interviews Chuck Norris. Oh, that's right. We got both sides of the coin here. And Chuck Norris will definitely be interviewed about those comments from Hulk Hogan. Or, as we all know him as nowadays, Baby Hogan. Bye-bye, folks.